For this project, I decided to interview Dr. Deanna Jackson. Dr. Jackson is currently the Associate Director of Advising Programs at Georgia Gwinnett College. She first earned her bachelor's in social work from UGA, and then her master's in management from Mercer, and then recently her PhD in education from UGA. The interview was conducted on February 25th, 2019 at 1 p.m. in the Mentoring and Advising Center, which is where her office is located. And Dr. Jackson is actually my former advisor. As an undergraduate student at Georgia Gwinnett College, she helped me select my courses and gave me advice on staying on track for graduation. So it was really cool to reconnect in this way. When Dr. Jackson first graduated with her degree in social work, it was really hard to find jobs. So she took the first thing that came up, which was a computer company, a job in a computer company. From there, she worked her way into corporate training and education. She liked it so much that she wanted to do the same thing within the higher education field, which is why she landed at Georgia Perimeter College as a corporate education coordinator. But it was the workshops and the classes that she taught that made her want to be an advisor on the academic side for the institution. And so eventually she did become an advisor for GPC. She worked there for a couple years and then transitioned to GGC. And in all, she has 15 years of experience with academic advising. What she really likes about her job is working with students and that human contact and connection that she makes with them. She doesn't really like being in her office, she likes being out with people. And at the end of the day, she likes going home and feeling like she made a difference to these people that she worked with, including her own employees, which is why she likes being a leader and helping them develop and continually grow within their profession. However, she doesn't really like it when students ignore her advice. She really dislikes seeing similar faces in her office because she wants them to eventually transition out and become successful students in the actual classroom. It's also emotionally demanding. You deal with so many emotions. Of course, people are angry, sad, mad about different things that come in. And then overall, you have budget constraints given that Georgia Gwinnett is a new institution and it's still establishing itself in the community. However, the Mentoring and Advising Center falls under the School of Transitional Studies, and it also resides next to the Honors Program and the Academic Enhancement Center, which is where students get tutored at the college. But looking back at the Mentoring and Advising Center, under it falls a director, then the associate director, and the administrator, who basically helps with scheduling meetings, finding meeting space, and then making appointments for students and the advisors. And in all, there's 8 advisors that serve the Mentoring and Advising Center. And overall, the mission of the Advising Center in the School of Transitional Studies is to assist students through academic advising to develop and implement plans for achieving educational and life goals. Students who are advised in the Mentoring and Advising Center will become self directed, responsible decision makers working to achieve their academic, personal, and career goals. So it isn't about just helping students find the right classes so that they can graduate on time. It's about giving them skills that when they do graduate, they can apply to their jobs or whatever professional field they decide to pursue. Within the department, there's constant change, mainly due to the advising loads that increase and decrease every year. The Advising Center primarily deals with students who are taking success courses such as developmental English and math, but on top of that, they also take care of students who are close to being suspended, are suspended, or remain in probation for a semester. Um, and then on top of that, they also advise students recently who haven't really received a faculty mentor. So at Georgia Gwinnett, everyone meaning students, are given a faculty mentor within their major, but some of them declare themselves as undecided, and so there's no faculty mentor given to them, and so they end up at the advising center. So it's dealing with a whole bunch of populations outside of what was originally intended. And then on top of that, the advising center took many years to get off the ground. Again, Given that Georgia Gwinnett College is a new institution, a lot of the resources went towards building the actual school and hiring teachers. And according to Dr. Jackson, she said that we started the Advising Center from scratch with little money. Our startup budget was actually provided by a donor in the community, and now we are an indispensable part of the college. So, if it wasn't for these donations and community support, she doesn't feel like the Advising Center would have blown the way it has now, or bloomed the way it has now. And then another role that the Advising Center has been given is assistant students during student orientation. So they actually do an advising session during the time that students are registering for courses. So there's a lot of different things going on within the department, lots of changes, the removing of roles, the adding of more roles. So it's a very dynamic field. In general, there are limitations to being an advisor. She says that for many, there's never really raises, and that's pretty much how higher education works unless you move up into a new title. And this is especially the case for money needed for outreach programs, which limits how much they can expand and into who they can send their services to or provide their services to. The student enrollment at Georgia Gwinnett has pretty much remained the same, so they're not getting any more money than they have now. And then GGC in general operates and runs with very little staff compared to other universities, and this is again given to the fact that it's new. But overall, one of the limitations that is seen across the board in higher education is decreased support from local governments, which is having which is making these institutions ask for more donations from the private sector. So she doesn't really like how the government is sort of distancing themselves from what is needed to provide the state and the students who reside in it a quality education and quality services. However, moving forward, she is very satisfied with her job. She loves it so much that she wants to stay until retirement. Although she really enjoyed corporate um, and she earned a lot more money, she realized that it wasn't about making more money or being rich, it's about contributing to society. Moving forward within her role, she's looking for new ways to explore other leadership opportunities. And she's also looking for new ways to incorporate new initiatives that doesn't require so much money. And so that's currently what her team is doing now. And then I did ask her what advice did she have for me since I want to be an academic advisor one day. Um, so she said higher education is a great place to work. You won't get rich, again, referring to the corporate thing, but you can certainly make a difference in the lives of people each and every day. In my mind, that is what concerns me with my purpose, not just in work. So she's basically just saying that higher education allows you to provide individuals not only the opportunity to learn, but the opportunity to learn about um, ways to succeed and ways to improve themselves within the professional world, within the classroom, and learning how to combine those skills no matter where they go. The personal takeaway from this experience was that Dr. Jackson is a very personal individual. Again, it was really great to reconnect and sort of have a throwback moment with myself. She remembers me being a student, an undergraduate student, and she's very surprised and happy that she sees me now within the field of higher education. I actually want to work for her one day. So hopefully, with this interview, she realized how passionate I am about helping students. And so, when the opportunity arises to apply for a position in her office, I really hope she takes me into consideration. And as I mentioned in the previous slide, I do want to become an academic advisor. That is my current goal right now. I'm sure it's going to change, but since meeting the advisors, I really want to do what they do. But I primarily want to focus um, on minority and first generation college students, given that I'm in that category myself. So I really want to make an impact to that population. And I also want to transition from working with high school students to college students. So, as an admissions counselor, it's really great to recruit high school students and to get them in, but I really want to work with them once they have become an official student. So, with the advising career, I think that's going to allow me to make a difference once they've hopped over from the admission side. And that's the end.